Do not wait until January to set your new year intentions, and I want to tell you why I'm saying that. First of all, happy winter solstice. My name's Dominique Wilson, and I really just had it on my heart to bring this message to you today to inspire whoever needs to hear this. So, today is winter solstice. What does that mean? That means that the sun is moving into the zodiac sign of Capricorn, and what this means is that our intentions, our goals, the things that we have as far as ideas, the energy we're carrying is now going to come out of our heads and be crystallized or hardened into physical, tangible reality, right? And so this is a time where whatever we bring to the table is going to be what we have to eat for the next 20 or so years, right? It doesn't mean that you don't have free will and that you can't change your life, not at all. It just means that whatever you're bringing to the table at this time right now is what is going to linger around. That's what you are going to be dealing with. Even if you move away from something that you no longer want to deal with, those consequences will be with you. So it's important to know now what it is you want, to choose a path, choose well, find something that you want to stick with and go for it. Because the good news is there is an influx of positive energy at the same time that's really going to give you the momentum, the push, the luck, the fortune, the grace that you need to get a running start, because the season for hard work is coming. I feel like we have been kind of in this bubble as a society where everything's been about affirmations, be positive, and just be more spiritual and things will just work for you. And yes, of course, you should be positive. We should say our affirmations, right? If that's what works for you. But we also have to understand that there are physical laws that govern the existence, the reality that we live in. And if you want to survive and play the game on this plane, you need to play by the rules. You need money to be able to invest in creating a better life for yourself so that you can be a resource to your family and to the people out in society. Good vibes is not going to keep your lights on, and it's not going to end suffering in some small poverty-stricken village. That takes money, that takes resources, that takes collaborations with people, that takes getting out of your comfort zone and putting the pedal to the metal and doing the hard work. So before that season for hard work really hits reality, this right now is when you get an opportunity to take the vision that you have, put it out there, and just know in your mind and heart that this is what I'm committing to doing. And it doesn't matter what path you pick. It's not about picking the right thing, right? Pick something that makes your heart sing and declare that, you know what, I'm going to put my all into that. And so I want to share with you 4 dimensions of intention setting so that when you do set your goals, right? Goals can come later. You can actually break down all the specifics of what it is that you're creating, what it is that you are building, right? But right now we're just talking about intention, having your head and your heart aligned in the right direction. So there are 4 dimensions of intention setting that I want to cover: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. As far as the physical dimension, I'm really talking about your physical body. So when you're setting intentions, I want you to think about how it is that you want to feel going forward. How do you want to feel 5 years from now? Well, how have you felt up to this point? Are you achy? Are you tired? Energy levels kind of dipping? Do you feel uncomfortable in general? How do you feel about your body? When you see yourself in the mirror, how do you feel? And so think about how you want to feel going forward. And so when you set your intentions, it's not, I want to feel this. It's, I feel amazing. I feel energetic every single day. I feel like I can hit the ground running and do anything. When you set your intentions, you want to speak in first person. So think about the physical dimension. How do you feel? Ideally, think of a day in your ideal life. How do you feel in your body? And then the second dimension that I want to talk about is your mental, right? The mental well-being. And mental includes your thoughts, the way you learn, also the way you speak, communicate, and how you listen. So what kind of communicator do you want to be? How do you want to stimulate your intellect, your brain? How do you want to feed your mind? How do you want to be able to learn? What types of things do you want to to digest so that you can become a greater expression of who you are. So just be thinking about how you want to cultivate and nurture your mental well-being and what that feels like. What does it feel like to be in your ultimate state of mental well-being? So remember, we're talking about intention here, right? And intention is all about feeling. So the third dimension is emotional. Think about your emotional well-being, and if it was the most blissful day in your ideal life, how do you feel emotionally? What happens if something crazy springs up or someone says something that usually would trigger you? How do you respond to it? Have you been in the past emotionally reactive? Do you feel like people just have this thing where they can say something and it sets you off every time? Well, you know what? Don't worry about that. That's behind you. We're talking about going forward. How do you want to feel emotionally? What is your ultimate state of emotional well-being? What does that look like? And your emotions deal a lot with your intuition as well. So be thinking about that as you're setting your intentions. And then don't worry if you see me looking down. I'm trying to make sure I keep the time so this video doesn't cut off. So we talked about physical, mental, emotional, and the fourth dimension I want to talk about is spiritual. And spiritual means whatever you deem as that thing that is so much bigger than you, that gives you hope, that gives you inspiration, the thing that is there no matter if everything else crumbles around you. That sense of connection and knowing that you are connected to the source of love. So for you, that might be religion. For someone else, it might be a certain practice they do. It doesn't really matter. How do you want to feel spiritually? How do you want that sense of connectedness to show up for you? Do you want to feel like that every day or only when the sun is shining and when you're around a bunch of positive spiritual people? You know, think about how has your spiritual connection been in the past and up to this point? Have there been times where you felt a sense of emptiness or disconnection or uncertainty in terms of where your life is going or why you're here? Again, that's in the past. We're in the beginning of a new cycle. This is a fresh start for you. So how do you want to feel spiritually going forward? So we talked about physical, dealing with your body image, your health. We talked about mental, dealing with your intellect, the way you learn, the way you communicate, what you do with your ideas. Are you clear or are you fuzzy or all over the place, not really knowing how to implement? We talked about emotional. Are you emotionally reactive or are you responsive? Are you connected to your intuition and able to discern? And we also talked about spiritual, your sense of connection to oneness, to the all, your source of power that's there with you no matter what happens. So I encourage you to look at all four of these dimensions as you're setting your intentions. And do it today during the winter solstice. Do it while there is this inpouring of cosmic energy. You might not see or feel like jumping for joy, but trust me, there is a universal influx of love supporting you right now. Because we're coming into a time, like I said, where it's going to be about grit, grind, and hard work. So this is your opportunity to say, you know what? This is my declaration to myself. I commit to doing what brings me joy going forward. Forget what somebody else said you should be doing. Forget what someone else expected of you or what someone said you couldn't do or what someone said wasn't for you. This is about your desire and putting that declaration out to the universe saying that I love myself enough to give myself permission to be all that I came into this life to be. You deserve that. And today is a great day for you to just recenter, give yourself maybe 20 minutes or so and just write down 4 phrases. One with your physical intention, one with your mental, one with your emotional, and then one with your spiritual. And then from there, take it all in. Take some time over the next few weeks to set your goals. Don't wait until January. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I want to invite you really quickly to join me and over 40 other amazing women in the Sacred Beauty Sisterhood. This is a free Facebook group, and you can find that at rohiniwellness.com/group, or just tap the link in my bio at Rohini Wellness. And join us in January on the 5th. We are having a live virtual sister circle where we're all going to connect, share, heal, release, set intentions, and launch our month-long vision board party. So you'll find that information in the description box. Love you. Peace.